Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Aquarius in mid-May 2020. What is going on, Aquarius? How are you guys doing? I hope that you are doing well. Ooh, I got a little silly with you guys. That's a little rare, I think, getting silly with Aquarius. For me. Anyway, I hope everything's going well in your life, Aquarius. We're still here, mid-May 2020. Still a little pandemic-y outside. Still a little bit of the social distancing and, a lot of things being still unknown of how we're going to get back to some sense of normal. In the middle of all that, I hope that you are safe, happy, and healthy, and I'm wishing that for you and all those people that you know and love. I'm encouraged lately, guys, to express that I think everyone should try their best to err on the side of optimism and positive energy, positive thoughts, positive mindsets. There's a lot of people and vibes and just things swirling around that are a little bit low vibe, a little bit negative, and I think like that's sort of counterproductive because I don't know. I just want people to think and be rational and be kind and be caring towards other people, not to feed into any type of pessimism or negativity for the sake of being pessimistic or negative, okay? There's a difference between being critical and being absolutely downright not a nice person or not in a nice headspace, in a clear headspace, you know what I mean? So wherever you are in the world, okay, just err on the side of being kind, being as optimistic as possible. I know it's a stress and a strain for many of us out here in the world. It's, there's a lot of uncertainty still swirling around, but, I don't know what you believe in, but your mind can do just about anything, Aquarius. That's all I'm going to say. Now, let's see. What else do we have going on here in the channel? I might be doing some surprise lives in the future, maybe here in the month of May, maybe also in the month of June. I want to open myself up more as a reader, get involved with more people in live interactions. And as it is right now, if you've been following me for a while, you might know I really only go live once a month, and I do it for the specific zodiac whose birthday period we're in. So I just did Taurus, and I'm about to do Gemini. And you, Aquarius, I did you guys earlier this year. You guys started off the year. You're the New Year's babies, right? Well, technically, well, no, it would have been your season because I would have done Capricorn in December, right? Yeah, well, no, I would have done them in January. So I did you guys in February, my bad. But technically your season starts in January, so you're kind of the New Year's baby, right? Anyway, so I did you guys already, but I want to start doing more lives to incorporate, or not incorporate, but to show myself more out to the public, to the collective. So be on the lookout for that. If you're subscribed, set your notifications so that you can see when I do uploads and when I actually go live on the channel, okay? Other things here, let's see, I don't think so. So let's go ahead with the regular spiel. Aquarius, I've shuffled off camera, meditated, so we're going to get your spread in a second. But before we do, if you want to skip ahead, there is a link for that in the description box if you want to do so. Also down there, you're going to find the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you have a question before you place an order, just email me at the same address and I will answer you as soon as I can. Also down there's the link to my Instagram. I'm pulling oracle cards on there just about every other day or something like that. So if you want to follow me, that name will reappear right here. EmpathicFire Tarot on Instagram if you want to follow me over there. And guys, if you've been with me for a while, you might see that this is a little bit of a different format. I will be doing this sort of like how I do my personal readings. It's more quote unquote on the spot. But it still is very much a general reading, so keep that in mind. Don't take things too personally. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't resonate, because even though it's going to look like a personal and feel like a personal for me, it will not be personal to you specifically. It just can't happen. Okay? All right, guys, let's get into it. I want to see some messages for Aquarius in mid-May 2020. Mid-May messages for Aquarius, please. Messages and energies and insights for Aquarius at this time. What's most pertinent to their life? What's most pertinent to their story at this time? Ooh, that's good. Three's the chime. All right, let's get into it. Let's see some messages for Aquarius in mid-May, please. Please show me. Whoa. A little bit of a chunky start there. Well, come on, Aquarius. Now, I was just doing this before the camera was on. And it was not as chunky as I said. Eight of Swords, okay. And the Page of Hazards, aka Page of Pentacles. Anything else? They say one more. Let's see. Eight of Swords, Page of Hazards, and the Judgment card. Okay. So you guys, some of you are having issues surrounding movement, surrounding getting things going. I feel restrictions. I feel stoppages. I feel blockages, okay? Eight of Swords. Barao. Page of Hazards, again, aka Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be dealing with an Earth sign, but you don't have to be. Yes, I just saw that. I didn't even see that before I picked that card up. I'll explain in a second. And the Judgment card, secondary major for Scorpio. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio, but you don't have to be. So what I laughed at, and I'm not going to address this card first, but I just want you to see, when I put it up to the camera, I didn't even know when I put that card down, I wasn't even looking at it, how that zombie child's leg is tethered or chained to that mailbox. So yes, definitely feeling stuck. Now, what are you feeling stuck about? I think in your head, you were imagining things to go a certain way, or you were thinking you were capable of doing things and you're just proving not to be capable, or the circumstances you're dealing with or the people that you're dealing with are making it hard for you to do anything, right? This Eight of Swords is like showing, well, not showing, but this Eight of Swords is giving me the feeling that your best laid plans are not coming to fruition. Please focus all the way. There we go. So you see this guy where there would be normally a big opening at that point in a rib cage, right? There's the bones themselves are restricting when you go up to towards the middle or the top of the rib cage, but towards the bottom it should be like a fair opening. But what's in his place? Chicken wire. And what's outside of the chicken wire? You have a sword, something that he could use to, escape his situation. So something is just out of reach for you guys. Some element of escape, some apparatus of escape, some key. Like this is, I mean, it's a sword, but essentially like they're showing me like a key, like a magician or some an escape artist would need to like unlock a door, like a padlock. They need a key, or what do you call that? A pick, a lock pick, right? Some of you are literally trapped in a situation that you had a plan in place to get out of. Some of you. Others of you, you're trapped by your mind. You build up this courage, or you build up this bravery, you build up this plan, you build up something in your head, and then you're like, today I'm going to do it. Today I'm going to do this thing, or I'm going to say this thing, or I'm going to go to this place, or whatever. And it never happens. When it's time to show, you don't show. So it's two things. Some of you, it's circumstantial. You're dealing with other people. There's a lot of complications that keep you pinned in to an uncomfortable situation. And just out of your reach is a key or some type of solution or something that can break you out. Others of you, you mentally trap yourself, and the key probably would be inside of you. Okay, so like in other words, for that second group, decision-making skills. You might have trouble making decisions. You might have trouble sticking to plans. You might, okay, if this was like a diet plan, just as an example, and you've paid actual money to see a nutritionist or see a physician or a special physician, like oh God, what are they called? I can't remember. But anyway, or maybe you've paid like a personal trainer, or like you've paid Weight Watchers, whatever. You've invested, you've done a thing to get yourself contractually obligated to move towards a goal. But inside of your head, because swords equals mental capacity, how we think, how we rationalize, how we communicate, right? Something in your head causes you to not fulfill your end of the bargain, even though you've signed on the dotted line, or signed up for a monthly subscription to something, and then you don't actually utilize it and you stay stuck. That's another traditional understanding of the Eight of Swords, is being stuck somewhere because of your mental space, because of how you're thinking and perceiving a situation, right? So it's two ways. For that first group, I think it's like really shitty because I feel determination from the first group. The first group is like, yes, I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it. And then something comes in circumstantially in the environment, in your relationships. And it's like, oh, God damn, there goes my brilliant idea thrown out the window because now I have to go take care of this other thing. Yeah. The second group, it's a little more of a self-contained energy, and you would have to really, 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 really consider where that's coming from. But ultimately, Aquarius is stuck. Now, what else is happening? Page of Hazards. Some of you, okay, and I'm not one to say this, but maybe some of you are stuck because of your children. Now, I don't know in what way we're going to play that, but that's kind of how it's coming across. Stuck because of your children. I don't sense you or anyone else is blaming the child. It's not the child's fault. It's the prospect of, I can't do this because of my kids, or I can't do this because of my child, or I'm in a situation because my child is in a situation, or my child has something that their needs supersede my own, basically. Okay. It's not a blame, not a fault. Not a, oh God, my kids, I don't think anybody over here is having like buyer's remorse over their children, but it is very, and I rarely say this about the pages when they come up in my readings. If you've been with me for a while, you know this. It would take a lot for me to feel contextually that a child is playing a role here. And I do feel it. Like, this could be, for some of you, because, you have young adult children, teenagers, or college-age children, right? And so maybe, since this is the Page of Hazards, Page of Pentacles, maybe some of you had financial things that you were planning with the Eight of Swords, but because of your child's tuition or because of their financial things that are going on in their life, you may have had to step in and help them. Or you might be finding it difficult to get reimbursed for financial costs if your kid was going to college. And due to our good friend Corona, maybe now you're seeking some type of refund because guess what? Spring semester 2020, my child hasn't set foot on the college campus. Where's that money that that I signed on for for a loan for my kid? I want that money back. And the government or whoever issued the loan, they're like, well, we don't know about that. So there's like this tethered. You're tethered to something because of this obligation to your child. Not all of you are parents. So let's move on to the group who it's not children. You would be tethered still to something that is slowly developing, or you're tied to a person that is slow. Maybe that's not the best phrase, but they're slowly developing. Because when you see pages, not only do they speak to children, they speak to young energy or novice energy, things that people or situations that are still developing, still growing, still experiencing, still finding their way in life. Yeah. So you may be tied to an idea. This is Hazards, again, Pentacles. So things that you value could be investments. You could have invested in a company, put your money somewhere. In January 2020, maybe a birthday gift to yourself was, I'm going to start investing more and consider my financial portfolio. And you did some things, and then, things got really turned upside down for many of us financially at this time. And so you can't move your money. Perhaps some of you, your money is frozen somewhere. Your assets are frozen. Okay. So also another thing is Eight of Swords, stuck. Page of Hazards, slow movement. However, in this deck, again, the ankle of the page is tied to this mailbox. So you guys might be hung up waiting for messages. Car in the background about travel. Maybe there was something about movement or selling of a home, selling of property, something of value, something being exchanged in value, money, assets, homes, cars, whatever. And there's a lot of things that you want to get going, Aquarius, but because of slow movement or no movement at all, or the obligations towards other people, children, could be friends, could be family, could be spouses, whatever. There's just this other obligation that keeps screwing with your plans. Like, I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at your circumstances, but I'm laughing because I know your frustration. Because Aquarius, as an energy, generally, Aquarius is, and the other air signs too, Gemini and Libra, but Aquarius I find to be usually the most clear-headed of the three air signs. You know, no shade to Gemini or Libra, but Aquarius seems to usually be able to develop a plan and stick to a plan. That's that fixed sign energy. Gemini, mutable, and Libra, cardinal, but fixed air is like, listen, I'm clear-headed, I know what I want, and here's how I'm going to do it, and wants to go and pursue the thing, but now I see that you're not able to pursue the thing, and you don't like it. You're hung up on something, or you're hung up in a situation with other people. Your money is tied up somewhere, so now you are restricted financially because in many of places in the world, in many aspects of our lives, money equals some type of freedom or some type of access. And now that you don't have it, what can you do? Accounts are frozen. Money that is supposed to be paid back to you or money that you're expecting is like coming in at a snail's pace. And you're just like, fuck me. No offense to anybody, but like, you're really like, Jesus, could I have any worse luck at this time? Yeah. Judgment as the final part of the initial spread. This is like that, possibly what your plan was for some of you was to kind of level something out. Now this Judgment is in this deck giving me a little bit of a Tower vibe. Now I'm not saying you had a Tower moment for those that are familiar with what that means in terms of tarot interpretations, but I do get the sense like, look at this card, like there's a huge bomb falling towards the ground that's gonna really shake some shit up. So some of you had some very let's say life-changing plans. Some of you were making really, really broad, sweeping changes in your life because ultimately the Judgment is about putting something to rest, letting something go, moving away from a situation, letting things that don't serve you leave your life, and then being revitalized in another way or bringing something else back in its place. You know what I mean? Another way to see it is clearing the decks. Because again, the bomb is headed towards the ground, towards the top of those zombie heads more specifically. And what do we see there? From a safe place, someone has hit the big red button and they're hoping to make a clean, that this bomb is going to make a clean sweep on the Earth's surface above them. Because we assume this guy is in a bunker, right? So from a safe distance, Aquarius, some of you were looking to level the playing field, start something over, start something fresh, but it hasn't happened. Or it's still pending, but man, is it moving at a snail's pace. Regardless, is a big move. I don't know what it is. Well, in some of your cases, it literally is a move. It literally is picking up where you're already currently living. Because again, I get this sense of slow moving with the mailbox and there's a car in the background in the top of that card, right? But a dead body inside. This is the zombie tarot deck, so please excuse like how morbid the deck is. But for some of you, it literally is going somewhere else, but not being able to go. Hello, pandemic. I mean, that's just a factor, but I feel there are other factors than just the coronavirus that are preventing you guys from moving. It might be the primary factor. It might not be the best time to pick up and move across the country. Because I think I said that for someone's reading. I don't think it was you, Aquarius, but I think I said that in, Jesus, I didn't drop half the deck, so we're going to pause, and we'll be right back. Give me a second. All right, Aquarius, apologize about that. We had some stuff fall to the floor. 5 of Wands, okay. 5 of Wands, okay. I'm not going to take these, but let's just quickly. 5 of Wands, arguments, strife, combative energy, Hierophant, some type of commitment, some type of fidelity in a situation, things that are understood and firm in life. They're predictable, the Fool, new beginnings, letting go of the past, moving on to a new path. And the Sun, prosperity, brightness, happiness, joy in life. Okay, so that might apply for some of you. But what was I saying before I dropped those cards on the floor? I can't even remember. What was I saying? There's something about this and like movement. Oh, the pandemic and how, yeah, I was saying that like in someone's reading, I think it was a general back in April or mid-April, where a lot of people are at the whim of coronavirus, or it would be super difficult. Yeah, it would be difficult to move in the middle of a pandemic because some places aren't going to accept new residents. Like some, apartment complexes or, condos or whatever, wherever you were intending to move, they might not be taking new tenants because they simply can't afford it, or they're not up to code as far as like making it safe or something like that. And there's just like a delay, possibly. This could just be a delay. If not a full stop or a block, this could just be a delay. So let's get on with the rest of your reading. Any other messages for Aquarius at this time? Please show me. Any additional messages for Aquarius at this time? Please show me. That's a lot. Am I taking this? Yes. Okay. And you got 3. Oy. I don't usually like to get 3 the second time around in one go, but here we go. 5 of Hazards. Stress, strife, losses. 10 of Hazards in a happy home situation or a stable. This is almost like what happened before. What was out here before? 5 of Wands, Hierophant, Fool, and the Sun, right? And then 4 of Cups. Yeah, man, you're stuck somewhere. And that's okay because, again, I think for most of you, it's temporary. Not for all, but most. I think it's temporary. Now, 5 of Hazards. Talk about, loss and destruction with this scene. Oh, focus. Dang you. There you go. So, I mean, this deck in general is kind of already dark and creepy, being that it is zombie themed, like zombie apocalypse themed. But, like, this is, like, really sad. Like, look at this woman going through the garbage, searching for supplies or searching for some type of sustenance, some like maybe food. And then look where she is, like a burned out ashen city, right? Flames are still going on in the background. So in the middle of chaos, someone is trying to hold on. Someone is trying to gather the pieces together and make something out of crap, or get their bearings together. 5 of Hazards, 5 of Pentacles. Like, this could be about, I did say that before, like your assets could be like tied up, your money could be frozen, or you don't have access to it, or in some of your cases, this could have been about a loss of a job or a reduction in hours. And so now getting bills paid, staying on top of debt is like really, really hard, right? So scraping the bottom of the barrel with the 5 of Hazards, trying to find a solution and not see yourself go into the poorhouse. Some of you. Now, that might sound really flippant or something like that, but like literally some of you are like scraping the bottom of the barrel, scraping pennies together, on a side hustle, trying to keep your head above water financially, okay? If it's not purely financial, there is still this element of things or some aspect of your life being quote unquote poor, or in poor shape, or in disarray, in an upheaval, right? 5s are challenges, 5s are conflicts, 5s are chaos in terms of tarot, right? So they come into your life and they're not pleasant to deal with, but because they're 5s, they're usually easily surmountable, and they're usually temporary places that we have to stay or deal with, yeah? So, 10 of Hazards. Back home, or contextually, what you may have been used to was the 10 of Hazards, 10 of Pentacles. I mean, in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, this looks like a pretty swell place to be, all right? You got maid service by the undead. You got cocktail service by the undead. For some reason, there's a poodle there. That's cool, I guess. So, but I mean, if you also look at this, this is like a happy family situation, right? You got the presumed parents and the child and the family dog. Is the dog undead? There's something about the paws on the dog that looks strange, but no, I think the dog is a regular dog. Anyway, um, so contextually, I think for some of you, a family situation, a family dynamic, or certain relationships within the home are in chaos, in some confused state, in an upheaval, right? Like again, if you were thinking of moving your entire family of 5 people or 10 people or however big your family is, if you were thinking of moving them to a different part of the country or a different part in the world, and then coronavirus comes in and totally knocks those plans off of your schedule, like I said about Aquarius in general, you usually have a very clear sight on what you want to do and how to execute that plan. And now that something has come and sidelined that plan, you're kind of like feeling super frustrated because you already bought plane tickets maybe. You already, put a down payment on the new home, or you were planning to stay at a small apartment before you bought a home in Norway or wherever you were going, right? And now it's kind of like your finances get tied up or your finances get locked down, or you spend money that you can't recoup, and it's kind of like, son of a bitch. I'm sorry, but like that's kind of how I feel you guys are expressing your frustration, like muttering under your breath, like, God, oh my God, I swear. You're on the phone with like your bank, you're on the phone with leasing offices, you're on the phone with whoever, and you're, again, maybe trying to recoup money for junior's college tuition, and people are giving you the runaround. I'm sorry, Aquarius, at this time we are not offering any refunds for tuition. And you're like, isn't this a gone? And it's like this frustration I feel that's inside of you regarding the stability of your home or the stability of your situation. Let's say it that way, because some of you don't have children and this is just money or investments that you've made for yourself, for your future. And you're just like, you're like so frustrated. And I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at how easily I can feel what you're feeling, So, 4 of Cups. Not pleased, not happy with the circumstances as they are. 4 of Cups is a card of apathy, of feeling unaffected or unaffected. That's not the word. I don't know. What is this? What is the word? Like, you can't be bothered with feeling either pissed or sad or happy or elated or anything. Like, this is like the blah feeling. It's like the gray. It's like Eeyore, for God's sakes, from Winnie the Pooh. It's like being in an Eeyore. Oh, hi, Pooh. Oh, I can't do a Winnie the Pooh, but whatever. It's like, hey, Eeyore, isn't it a good day? It's so beautiful outside. Is it? I don't know. Like, you're really like down in the dumps because things are out of your control and things are not going as you had planned. And that's super frustrating. Or it makes you feel like, taking like a day off, Like this, it's raining outside in this card. And even though he's laying in the lap of an undead woman who likely would prefer to eat his brain at this moment, he's kind of like, whatever. If I lose my brain to my dead wife, that's okay. There's like nothing that stirs that guy on this card to feel motivated to be positive or, see the brighter side of things. Because of everything else that's going on, you're kind of like, well, screw it. Everything I was trying to do got put into the trash can. And so what do? Go back to the drawing board? Maybe. Honestly, Aquarius, I feel this is, again, circumstantial or temporary. I think you, in your own time, in your own way, will see yourself back out there, back on the horse, back on the road, so to speak. But I think you're really like I think you're letting your present circumstances like really bother you. That's what that feels like. So let's get you an oracle card and then we're going to wrap up your reading. Oracle message for Aquarius, please show me which deck. This is how I choose my decks, guys. in case you didn't know. Oracle card for Aquarius, please. Ooh, postcards from Spirit. Hey, that's good. Because this deck tends to be positive, and I think, you know, as anyone in a situation similar to yours, Aquarius, would be allowed to feel. I think you're just kind of down in the dumps because of what's going on all around you, and it's out of your control. It's out of your control. You tried your best to plan some transition, some big change in your life, some big move in your life, and it's been sidelined, and you're kind of like, but wait a minute. I did everything I was supposed to do. I was supposed to be living in sunny Florida. And now I'm still stuck here in wherever, you know, no shade to any other place. You know, Florida is what Florida is, if that's what you know, whatever. So wherever you wanted to go, whatever you wanted to do, you're like, ugh, damn it. All right, Oracle message for Aquarius, please, to wrap up the reading. Ooh. No, they say, okay, good. Because I was like, I don't think that's right. Oracle message for Aquarius. And if it is right, it will come back out. But I won't know because these cards are not super distinct looking. Oracle message for Aquarius, please show me. Okay, maybe that was it. I have no idea. It had a similar color scheme, didn't it? Let's see. Dearest you, we know everything in the universe is perfect, even in its flaws, and we view the creations of spirit in total awe. All is unique, yet part of all is unique, yet part of a unity of existence. But the human experience is a little different from ours. You tend to have a specific standard for what you consider ideal, and this isn't serving you right now. So forget your idea of perfection and see through our eyes, allowing things to be as they are without judgment. Don't wait until a perfect moment or mood to start something. Instead, enter life with all of its flawsomeness. Flawsomeness. You are actually where you're supposed to be. Let others be who they are too, imperfect and human, complex or simple. It doesn't matter, for there is always something to discover, experience, and love. When you drop the need for an ideal, you uncover the real treasure, which will be far more interesting and valuable. Loving you like crazy. So without judgment is a phrase in there. So without judgment. So for some of you, maybe like what you were planning was too drastic or possibly destructive because of the artwork. Judgment in terms of tarot isn't always a destructive energy. I normally wouldn't even say it's destructive, but because of that artwork and the deck that was chosen, maybe what you were planning was like really like too much or you were being too judgmental. I don't know. But this is, I think, more so calling you to accept the setback at the moment. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat it as a total loss or something like that. And hopefully roll with the punches, which again is hard to do because you're in this Four of Cups energy. Okay? Aquarius, that is your reading for mid-May. If you liked it, there is a like button down below. Why don't you hit that for me? If you want to let me know how this reading resonated for you, you can leave a comment. And if you want to share the video or subscribe to the channel, that would also be amazing. Continued support is coming in, and I'm meeting new clients, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. So if you want to be a part of the crew, go ahead and hit subscribe. That'd be super awesome. But if you don't, that's also cool as well. If you guys want a personal reading, the information is down in the description box. If you want to follow me on Instagram, that's also down there. Aquarius, I will be back soon to do the June readings and the mid-Junes. Again, look out for me on a surprise live between now and the end of June, let's say. And if you catch me live, feel free to ask me any question in the chat. That's what I'm here to do. Other than that, my friends, I really do appreciate you watching the video and taking your time today. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.